All right. Welcome to the Poplist.com Entertainment Podcast featuring the Glaminati. I'm Teonny Spears of Poplist.com, and today our panel consists of the media mogul. Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm just splendiferous. And we also have Tygerlily from TygerlilyRocks.com. How are you today, hon?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm more dandy than twisty.
All right.
Oh, yes.
American Horror Story.
I love it. I close my eyes when I'm watching it, but still, I love it.
You just listen to it, huh?
I do. And sometimes I have to cover my ears. It's true.
I feel left out because I never look at that. So
you really need to get into American Horror Story. There are a lot of shows that you don't watch, and I, for one, feel like you should be watching it. I mean, you're probably the only person I know who doesn't watch Scandal. My grandmother watches Scandal.
No, I watch Scandal. I don't feel like looking at it all the time. Don't forget, I live in Washington, D.C. We have enough Scandal here. This is lived every day. I don't need to come home and watch television to see more of it.
That's true. I understand that. So, you guys ready to dig into some hot topics?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
So first, Queen Beyonce. There's a rumor going around that started on Saturday saying that she is going to re-release her 5th studio album with 10 new songs and 11 new music videos. She's going to have 2 new songs with Nicki Minaj, including the Flawless remix. There's a song with Rihanna called Cherry, which has been said to be the remix or part 2 to Blow, which is a big fan favorite. And there's also a song with Justin Timberlake. The physical copy of it is supposed to come out on November 14th with the physical, wait a minute, no. Did I say physical twice?
Yeah.
The digital version will come out on November 14th, and the physical version will be out on November 25th. What do you guys think?
Well, so albums come out on Tuesdays. The 25th, actually, it says it's coming out Monday, the 25th. The 25th is Tuesday. So that's likely wrong. And I believe, from what I've seen, it's that track list is wrong. One of the songs on that list was Good and Goodbye, which is actually a lyric from another song that she did. I think on the last album, Best Thing I Never Had, that was the lyric. And someone actually came out on Twitter and was like, ha-ha, people actually believe that foolishness that I put out. So they admitted the track list is a lie. But she did, I think that she did already get the rights or whatever that process is called for the song with Nicki Minaj, Dunk. Now, as for having a dunk, I don't know. I don't know if that's the song that she should do with Nicki, because I feel like Nicki's got her beat there. I mean, is she going to pull out her butt pads again? Remember, she had a concert like not long ago where Nicki Minaj was on stage and Beyonce appeared with a butt like 3 times the size of her normal one, just because she didn't want to be upstage next to Nicki.
Wow.
I'm not really thrilled about the release, though. I mean, 4 discs. I don't want to hear anyone for 4 discs. I don't think that should ever happen. So,
why?
4 discs, really? Is that necessary?
I mean, well, you're doing the original album, then you're doing the second one, and one is supposed to be her Mrs. Carter World Tour DVD, and the other is supposed to be the On the Run DVD. I think that's basically what Justin Timberlake did last year when he released the 2020 Experience, minus the 2 DVDs. I mean, he released the first part, then he released the second part, then he released them both together with, I think, 3 discs because if you were lucky enough, the other disc had like a special DVD-like feature. I heard it wasn't really too long, but I don't see anything wrong with the 4 discs. I think it's great marketing. Why go out and buy everything separately when you can get it all in one?
I'm just not really. I don't know. I don't like when things are really re-released too much. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of it. I'm like, okay, you did it once. It was great. I don't really need to keep hearing it. I'm never really I like Beyonce, but I never really get excited about anything that she's coming out with. It's just kind of like, oh, I'll listen to it, but it's just not something that makes me think like, oh, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I don't know. It just doesn't make me get like, oh my gosh, because I know there's going to be some good stuff on there, but I don't know. And I'm kind of feeling like Nicki Minaj is just getting really. I'm tired of her being on every album for every artist lately. I feel like we're oversaturated with Nicki.
I mean, honestly, I've always felt like we were oversaturated with Nicki and her ass. I felt like Nicki has been overrated since she debuted back in like 2010. She's literally been everywhere. I'm not really a Nicki fan. I actually prefer her on other people's songs rather than her own music. But I do agree with what you're saying. I too think that we're having a little too much Nicki, especially this year, this summer, this fall.
Yeah.
And being that she's about to release her own album, it's like the year of Nicki.
I would be excited about some, the track with Justin Timberlake because I am excited for him. I like his music. I feel like it's just, I don't know, I don't get tired of him, but I'm not excited about Nicki Minaj. She's listed on here twice for 2 different, for the Flawless remix being on here again, it looks like, and then this Donk. And I'm like, I can't take any more ass. My ass is big enough, so I don't want to hear about somebody else's. Like, it's just not, it's not a glamorous thing to me anymore.
Oh, you didn't tell us about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We all know somebody that may know about that, but
some of us more than others, but that's not important.
Sorry, guys.
Ocean is going to be on this album. I don't think anyone liked the last Frank Ocean song that she did, the last Frank Ocean collaboration. What was that? I mean, why are we bringing him back up again?
The Superpower? You know what? It wasn't until recently where I started really listening to that song. And when I say recently, I mean like literally like 4 days ago. Like I was listening to the album when I was driving, and the song came on, and I'm just sitting there listening to it, and I've just been repeating it over and over and over. I don't know why all of a sudden it's popping up in my mind, and I now want to listen to it because for almost a year I've been skipping it. I'm not going to say that it's a bad song. I just think that people feel like being that it comes after Flawless on the album is like a major down tempo from them. I mean, you have Flawless that's basically club ready, and then after that she just switches it and gets you all in your feelings, which is good. And after that, the entire album is just slow.
Yeah, I think that if Chris Brown went upside his head again, maybe he'd get some inspiration to do better music. But that's just how I feel about it.
Speaking of Chris Brown, earlier today, literally like 2 hours ago, Chris went to Instagram and just popped completely off on Adrienne Bailon and Tamar Braxton because apparently today during their show The Real, there was a segment about an interfriendship where they spent a great amount of time talking about Chris Brown and Karrueche's relationship, with Adrienne going as far as to suggest that Karrueche's friends aren't even really her real friends because they're using her and Chris to, get in the limelight. an excerpt from Chris's Instagram status, which is now deleted. Like, if you go to his page, it's not on there anymore. He basically said, you know, you was keeping up with the Kardashians and you can't talk about relationship goals when you don't even have life goals. And he even talked about her little stint in the Cheetah Girls. It didn't take long, of course, for Tamar to come back with it, and she posted on her Instagram account with a picture of Adrian beside her, and she stated, you know, when you're on a show, you're asked to talk about certain things such as relationships and family and fashions, and it has nothing to do with you guys personally. They were just using their relationship to talk about the topic, which I understand. So I'm kind of wondering, a part of me understands why Chris got upset, but at the same time, it's like, did you really have to jump off the hedges in that manner? What do you think? I feel like you should have. I like Chris Brown, and I know that Chris Brown definitely gets out of line. I don't take up for him when he does that. He does some real stupid shit sometimes. However, Tamar is a mess herself. I mean, she goes after her own family members. You know, nobody's off limits with this woman. I like Tamar, but she's definitely out of pocket a lot of times, and she can't blame it on TV and being asked questions and things like that, because she says things without any type of filter or being on anything. Like, she's just a train wreck, in my opinion. So she has no place to talk about anybody when she needs to be worried about her own family and why she threw her own sister under the bus. So my thing is, Chris Brown, he shouldn't have came out and called them bitches and stuff like that. Like, he called Adrian trout mouth and all this stuff. Like, I mean, it's a little uncalled for to come at them in that manner, but at the same time, Tamar goes in on everybody. I mean, she has a long-standing beef with K. Michelle. She can't keep her mouth closed. So I can't defend her. Adrian, the Kardashians have already attacked her too. I mean, she's been opening her mouth a lot, and really, he was right. The Cheetah Girls was the last time anybody was checking for Adrian. If it wasn't for Rob Kardashian dating her and doing her wrong, nobody would care about her right now. Girl, bye. What about you, Vonnie? What do you think?
First of all, Tamar Braxton, while she's out trying to find or elicit a response out of someone else, she needs to be going and eliciting some edges. Because when she took her lace front off on television, I looked at the screen going, where the heck you? And what did you call Chris's girlfriend again? Pronounce that again. Karuchi.
It's Karuchi.
Karuchi.
Is that how it's pronounced, really?
That's how it's pronounced. It's Karuchi Tran.
Oh. Okay.
Sounds like Coochie Train.
I don't like that, so I'm going to call her Karuch because, yeah, that's a reason in and of itself. So, Karuch, as for her, now, Tamar said that, and I also call her Tamar just because I don't like her little ghetto pronunciation of her name, so she will be called Tamar, as I'm referencing her. She says that Chris's girlfriend is with him for her career, and that, or rather, she said that she has something to gain from it. Of course, she has something to gain from it because no one knew who she was before. I mean, she's an aspiring model, and no one knows anything that she's modeled for. I mean, she's known for being on his arm, and anything that she's been in has been, no one's ever heard of the name of it. So, I mean, I think that she told the truth. She has a show where she's talking about other celebrities. I mean, what else is she going to say? I mean, how does someone not talk about Chris Brown's obvious relationship that's thrown in our face every 5 minutes? I mean, he said himself, I think recently in an interview that he got back with Rihanna after beating her up because he wanted to see if the love was still there.
Mm-hmm.
You bloodied her face and you put her in the hospital. No, the love is not still there. I don't understand. As for him blowing up like that, I think that Chris needs to take his medication. I think, wasn't it stated that he's bipolar? Does anyone remember that?
I think that came out during one of his many court hearings that he is bipolar.
Yeah, I think it was also used as an excuse for him to use medicinal marijuana. He really thought that was hilarious, whatever. But he's always carrying on social media. There's nothing new. How many times has his management either gone and deleted tweets of his or had to go and just delete the whole damn Twitter in and of itself?
Well, I'm actually waiting for him to delete his Instagram account again.
I mean,
after
he
this
also,
altercation.
sidebar, he called Tamar a Muppet. I mean, I don't think he lied there either.
Oh, wait, stop it. I can't say you. Tamar doesn't look that bad. You all know which Muppet that he's referring to, correct?
Does not look that bad, but she does look like a Muppet.
You all know which Muppet that he's referring to, though, right? He's talking about Janice. The female Muppet in Electric Mayhem. See, I'm a Muppet fan, so of course you guys know.
Oh, you have to send me a picture of that.
She's the girl in Electric. She's the one with her eyes closed all the time, and she has the big lips.
Yes, and the big eyelashes. And
the big eyelashes.
Didn't Chris just say in that Chris Devereaux or whatever the guy's name interview is on the radio that he said jail made him more mature? Well, popping off and calling two of your industry peers bitches doesn't sound very mature to me.
Well, in his defense, he was defending his relationship with his girlfriend. He felt as if they were attacking her. You can't blame him for that. Granted, you can blame the way that he did it and everything that he said, but you must give him credit for sticking up for his wife.
Right. That's my only thing. I don't like the way that he does things, but at the same time, you know, Tamar, please. She just, I mean, that's all I can say. It's just like she just is every day she's talking bad about somebody. And it wouldn't matter if she was on TV or not. She has no filter at all.
She really has no filter.
It's not cute anymore. She's losing a lot of fans.
Now, I mean, taking those words into consideration that she said about his girlfriend, when he was asked also in an interview just about his girlfriend, Karush. I am not pronouncing that name. Which name? I'm not going to do it. He said to describe his girlfriend, she's straight, man. I dig her. She's dope. We have a connection. What does that mean? That doesn't sound like a girlfriend. That sounds more like a jump off. When you describe your girlfriend as someone or your significant other or whatever as a person that you have a connection with, I've never heard anyone get described as having a connection that they were doing more than just sleeping with. That, I mean, I don't know. Just saying those words would make you walk into a read with me.
Well, I don't have time for this. Well, you know, with that, I mean, you have people are with people. There are some people with other people, and they don't have a connection at all. So, I mean, I see what he was saying when he said that, you know, the two of them have a connection. I mean, for what she's been putting up with for the past 4 years, they have to have something. It can't just be because of, you know, great sex and partying.
Well, he's only one putting up with his mess, too.
They have a spiritual connection with the race as well.
But I really feel like I really think he cares for her. I'm not going to say that I think he loves her. He probably loves her, but he's not in love with her. You know, there's a difference between the two. I do think that he cares about her, though.
A quote-unquote connection.
She'll never be able to fill those shoes of Rihanna is my opinion of it. I don't think that he's over that situation and he still is beating himself up about it. I feel he's reckless a lot more now. He's kind of taken on that Kanye thing. Since Kanye's mom died, you know, Kanye's just completely out of control. He's no longer, you know, just a smiling, like, humble type guy. And I just feel like when tragedy happens, people put up some type of a guard. And I feel like they've both kind of spiraled out of control since these types of, you know, situations have happened. It's no excuse at all, but I just feel like people have already said, okay, you're the bad guy, so they're just going to keep playing that role. And they need to really grow up and realize that there's a time and place for everything, and you can't say everything that, you know, comes to mind. But I just think that he's still dealing with the Rihanna situation and dealing with people and their, you know, their negative comments about it. And he's just hanging around with her because it's just comfortable for him. You know, she's putting up with his crap. He goes and messes around with Rihanna, then he's back with Karrueche. You know what I mean? She's just kind of like a doormat, in my opinion. I don't think he'll ever be in love with her at all.
Because he's still in love with Rihanna. Do you think that he would ever get over Rihanna?
I think that she'll always be the one that got away. Everybody has that one, and it doesn't mean that you get back with them, but everybody has that one person that you wish things worked out for the better, but you know it's best for you to not be together. Sometimes you can't go back, and I don't think that's something that they can ever fix. They may try a few times to get back together, but I don't think that's something that she can ever forget because they're celebrities and we've seen what her face looks like. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's never going to go away, no matter how they try to hide that. And the fact that they are celebrities, people are always going to have an opinion, and they can pretend that it doesn't bother them, but they're still human. It will bother me. Even though I love this person, I don't want to see my relationship go in flames because I have to turn around and look and hear people talk about it all the time. That would put a lot of stress, you know, on the situation. So I feel like, you know, he's just settling for less with Karrueche. And honestly, I feel like she is a doormat, and she really is there just for.
What type of she is an F or G list celebrity, and she's not even a D. So
right.
I mean,
she needs that. She needs to love Chris Brown for her own career.
What career? I'm not gonna.
I mean, she tried 106 in Park until she got sabotaged. She's still on there. I don't even watch that show, but I remember when she got sabotaged.
When she came for Blue Ivy, of all people, you
and
came
they did
for
that to her.
The child of Beyonce. I intentionally feel like they set her up too, and the people.
She's now with
Twitter,
Carrie Hilson. She'll never have anything.
Have you heard from Carrie Hilson? Has anybody heard from Carrie Hilson lately at all? Like,
I saw her Halloween costume. Like, she got, like, on a lot of websites this weekend. She actually got, her and her man got best costume. Like, their costume was amazing. But, okay, now it's November 3rd and Halloween's over. So we're like, we're not going to buy your album now because you dissed Beyonce however many years ago. You're never going to have a career again.
She also did Ciara.
Well, yeah, but you know her stands aren't as powerful as Beyonce. So
she did Ciara. Everybody does Ciara.
Y'all need to don't do Ciara.
Ciara doesn't have the agency, so you know you really can't go against the Beyonce. The whole, you know.
You can't go against the Beehive.
You will never live again going against
the Beehive. The Beehive, the Believers, and those Directioners. Oh yes, together they stand.
Yeah.
For their fave. Also, have you guys seen Tiny new eye color?
Yes. Hated it.
Honestly, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from Bonnie, but I actually like it on her. I think they look nice. I don't agree with the process of doing it, but I really think that the ice spray works for her. It actually makes her look a little better than she does right now. Not saying that Tiny's a bad-looking person, but she looks different from her days of being in Escape.
Yes, she does.
You know, but for the full story, she traveled to Africa earlier this month to permanently lighten her pigmentation in her irises with a medical silicone operation, which is banned in the U.S., which we totally understand. And, you know, people have been going in on her on Facebook and Twitter. And, you know, I feel like her changing her eye color, I said this on Twitter, and I said it on Facebook, that, you know, I feel like her changing her eye color is no different than someone going to get a facelift or get breast enhancements or get a new nose. I do understand why people are talking about it so much, because it's something that we really have never seen. Bonnie, what do you think? Don't come for me, though. I'm going to cry today. I'm sensitive.
Hey, Miss Piggy went and had something else done to her face.
Oh, my God.
Are we surprised? Now, what was the name of that that Motown singer that everybody said that she looked like?
Smokey Robinson.
Robinson.
I can't say.
The hair, the same expression, the eyes.
Yes, she looks just like Smokey.
Upgrade from Miss Piggy to Smokey Robinson. To Africa to do it? I didn't know that. Like, oh, so she risked getting Ebola to get her eyes. Seriously? Well, and first of all, she was messing around with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is an upgrade, at least I think, on the eyes in the physical department. So if he was fine with her as she was, then I don't see the purpose of her having anything else done. But then again, there was probably no purpose in the last 18 things that she had done to her face either. I mean,
First of all,
she looks like someone palmed Mariah Carey and smushed her like 2 feet shorter, and just pushed all her features together.
And just threw Miss Piggy in there somehow, right?
And this was the second thing she had done this year. Like, didn't she just have her butt done? And her and her boyfriend, her and T.I. were arguing over Instagram when she posted a picture of herself in a bikini, and he was like, "Take it down." And I'm like,
make it happen.
What is wrong with you?
Make it happen.
Like, you can't text her. T.I. is another Chris Browner on social media. He needs to calm down, like, threatening his children's friends' lives for hitting on his kids on Instagram. Dude.
If you got cases, behind you and you just made it out of prison, you need to be living right for the rest of your life.
I don't think T.I. is bad.
You don't think T.I. is bad? How many guns has he had where he was caught with like 20 illegal guns? Really?
I don't think he was bad.
I don't mind
either.
the guns. I love T.I.
I think
T.I. honestly is a family man, and he stands by his family. He stands by his wife. I thoroughly enjoy their show. Like, that's one of the reality shows that I actually watch to calm down after watching Love and Hip Hop.
I agree.
I think that he's definitely, even though he has the issues with the guns and everything like that, I don't think it makes him a bad person. It definitely has to do with where he comes from. But he loves his family. He loves his kids. He's, you kind of got to think of it like an Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg situation.
Right.
They started out really rough, and then once they got out of the hood, basically, they were able to be who they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? They still have those rough edges that have to fall off, but those are in layers. You know what I mean? You can't change that overnight when you grew up like that. And I even know, I come from one of the best neighborhoods or anything like that. And you guys, you know my story, my background and everything. And so it definitely takes some time. I'm like nowhere near the same person that I was, 15 years ago. But I just think that he genuinely wants the best for his family. And people do come at him a little sideways, and he definitely takes up for his wife no matter what. If you're in his crew, you see he took up for Iggy when her and Snoop were going back and forth. You know what I mean? He tries to do things peacefully. But, I mean, just like any other human, he does, blow off the lid sometimes. But I think that he's a great guy, in my opinion.
I mean, I feel like as far as celebrities
Iggy
in general,
starts stuff on her own. And, I mean, when he intervened on her behalf, look, the girl wants to jump out there. Let her do it.
Right, I agree.
Did you see her performance that she had at the grocery store where a paparazzi went to take her picture and her friend spit on the paparazzi? Like, that is disgusting.
Is that the one where she said she hopes he gets Ebola?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So he was like, I don't remember. It's like, I hope you get Ebola. Well, I don't know if she said she had it or something. That is disgusting. And, like, to have that on camera and you just came out, you need to be happy that people actually want to take your picture and that they are actually, buying into this little fake accent and stuff that you have. And
yes, because when she talks, it's totally different from rapping.
Well, okay, you know what? Let me speak on that because listen to Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim has that high voice, but when she's rapping, it's very
deep. She's like, ew.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that happens with most artists and most singers.
But her whole accent, Lil' Kim's tone changes, not her accent. She still sounds New York.
When Adele sings, you don't really hear her accent come out. Not much.
But how are you from Australia and you rap like you're Rashida? But this is what I don't like about Iggy. I like Iggy, but this is the fucked up part about it.
Name's Rashida, and I rap like Shawty Low.
Listen, this is the messed up part about it. This is where I feel bad for Rashida. Rashida spent all these years, and nobody gives a damn about her until she gets on Love and Hip Hop, right? Listen, she spent all these years rapping, and we haven't really heard much about it. But then Iggy comes out, a white girl from Australia, 16 in the middle of Miami, whatever, coming here to the U.S., rapping like you, like she's Miss GAT, and making millions, money. And you listen,
no
for loving hip-hop. She done stole your sound and made millions because she's white and from Australia.
And Rashida stole Shawty Low, so what's the difference?
So that's just the thing about it. That just shows you how America is basically. It's like twerking. Black people can't keep nothing, okay? Once white people get a little hit of something, it's over for us. So poor Rashida, she will never have a rap career.
Trying to get that rich. She's been working on her shit. Yes, Iggy. 16 in the middle of Miami. I can't believe you said that. I forgot all about that. Oh, you know what? I am one of those people who listened to Iggy back in like 2011 when she first debuted, and she was with T.I., and she was dating A$AP Rocky at the time and all of that.
Before the fake butt.
I don't think her butt is fake, honestly.
Look, this is before and after of her butt. It is fake.
Is there a before and after? I haven't
seen it. Yes, it is. Her butt was. Her butt.
Show me the receipt.
Like, her butt was like in the negative, like Taylor Swift's.
I want to see the receipt.
Taylor Swift's ass is back in 1989 with that.
Wait a minute, because speaking, don't do Taylor. Don't do that.
I like Taylor now.
Don't do that.
You know what I like? I like the fact that there's a mural in, I forgot what part of New York it is, that just went up saying R.I.P. Taylor Swift.
Oh.
They are. Are you aware that she is now the? I think she's the global ambassador for New York City as
She
of
is.
like last week.
She is.
Oh, of course you would know that.
Of
But
course
they're already trying to kill the girl. Why? Why R.I.P.?
Because she's becoming overrated. Why is she becoming overrated? Taylor Swift has done what Carrie Underwood wanted to do. Taylor Swift walks that fine line of, well, I'm a country artist, but I'm on the pop chart, and people love it. Like, I have country fans who love me. I have pop fans who love me. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people was hoping that Carrie Underwood would do. And I love Carrie Underwood. In fact, my statement about Taylor Swift and Carrie Underwood is this. Carrie Underwood is the country version of Christina Aguilera, while Taylor Swift is the Britney. This is what I'm talking about. Carrie Underwood has the voice. Everyone knows that Christina has the voice, but Britney has always been more popular than Christina because Britney just has that something that Christina.
You know what the difference is between
That's like
Taylor
Brandy and Monica.
And Taylor has that something that Carrie just doesn't.
Monica has the hairline.
You know what?
Yeah, it's really like Brandy and Monica.
And Brandy has the movie role, so listen. And a TV
and
show.
Carrie and Christina ate themselves out of the pop charts. That's what happened.
You know, you've always had it out for Christina.
Always.
But I mean, when she was going through that divorce, this woman, I mean, she ate a little comfort weight, which I understand. She had a pretty tough divorce. But, I mean, like 2 and 3 years went by, and it's like she just didn't give a damn. I mean, I'm like, do you care? Do you intend on coming back? I mean, what is she? She's in her 30s, and I'm like, do you want to compete with anyone else? I mean, she just was fat and just made zero effort of trying to be competitive and presentable for the industry. That was my issue that I had with her. Talk about Miss Piggy. I mean, she really was the Miss Piggy.
I'm just going to turn these pages.
I can't do
anything. I'm turning.
With blood running down her leg. Nasty. Nasty girl.
It was
nasty. You're a trashy girl. And then she wiped it. She should have just ran off stage.
Christina said that there was the spray tan from the she had got a
spray tan run down your arm.
And the light.
You should have just called out sick. You should have just called out sick.
I can't take this. No, listen, look, stop it. Leave Christina alone. And
hey, girl.
I will never forget. You know what? We need to Google that picture right now.
No,
we're sitting here.
Don't do that.
We need to be reminded of that.
Don't send it to me in the chat because I'm not going to look at it.
I'm sending it to you.
Why she's called Xtina.
Stop it. Listen.
The blood of Jesus.
Fix it. Make it happen. Well,
administration on live TV.
Taylor Swift.
I never knew that during your period, blood can run down your leg.
Oh my gosh, this is too backwards. This is too much. Listen, I quit. I can't take out nowhere. I just can't.
El accidente de Christina Aguilera.
I can't take y'all nowhere. Y'all do not know how to act. This is sad. This is so sad.
They should play this in schools when they're teaching young girls about their periods.
They should not.
Like this could be you.
Who
do not wear a dress?
What's that?
To prevent forest.
Speaking of which, mine will be coming up. Etta James, I think.
Was it Etta James? Okay.
Yep.
I quit. Taylor Swift's 1989
No bra, no
album is set to be the biggest sales week since Eminem's The Eminem Show in 2002. And it's also set to break Britney's record as the best-selling debut album by a female. So, say what you want about Taylor Swift. She may be annoying. She may be able to date 8 different people in 2 months and no one say anything about it. But Taylor Swift is saving the music industry's album sales.
When is her album coming out again?
The album came out last Monday, on 27th. Okay. And in the course of a day, it sold 600,000 copies.
So, in a couple weeks, Beyonce, as we said, is supposed to be doing her re-release of her album.
Quote, unquote.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But, excuse me, Beyonce's going to have the best release of 2014.
I can't take this.
All time!
You know what?
I'll let you finish.
Taylor live, kid.
All time.
Of all time?
All time.
Well, y'all know people blame Kanye West for Taylor's big popularity. Ever since he went up there and interrupted the 14th speech, she's been everywhere.
Right.
Her album sales went up, and boom, it's Taylor.
He needs
until Beyonce's rumored out. Listen, the rumor itself is going to outshine Taylor Swift's sales right now. Mm-hmm. The album doesn't even have to come out that Beyonce, that is supposed to be rumored. Just the whole rumor itself might overshadow for Taylor right now.
Let Taylor have her shot.
I like her awkwardness. I'm not a fan of her music, but I like that she makes fun of herself. You know what I mean? She has fun with it without being like Miley Cyrus. You know what I mean? I like that she knows how to have fun, but still keep it interesting without being trashy and without taking things. Like, I don't feel like she takes from other cultures and tries to make things her own. You know what I mean? She's just awkward, and she's accepting of that, and that's what I admire about her. That's what made me a fan of her.
And Miley isn't?
I'm not really here for Miley. I think that she's a skank hoe.
Oh, my gosh.
See, I mean, I actually, well, as for the quote, the stank hoe, quote unquote, I mean, if she didn't look like a 12-year-old boy, I mean, running around, it's like Stewart from Mad TV in a leotard.
Look what I did.
Like, looking at her, it's like watching kiddie porn. I mean, it's, oh God, that was a horrible
Ariana Grande.
I mean, it's watching her on stage is like a 12-year-old boy playing dress up.
Look what I can do.
Sick. Miley is sick. I mean, I was fine when she was in the short skirts and stuff like this, but that butch haircut and all that won her like the worst haircut of the year. I think it's like it should be of the decade. I can't. I would be okay with the slutty material if she didn't look like the way that she does.
You'll be okay with the slutty material if
pressuring girls into having plastic surgery. But I feel like if I were a manager, it's like, look, if you want to be out here and taking all your clothes off and carrying on and everything, you need to go into this office and don't come back out. Don't come back out until you have.
Until she grows her hair back.
Listen, Miley looks like what you get from sharing dirty needles. I can't look at her.
Make it happen.
Ew! Oh my God.
She just looks like hepatitis.
Remember, she went in the hospital after. She went into the hospital after putting a fan's thong in her mouth.
No money.
Like right afterwards, like a week afterwards, and she was in the hospital.
In the middle of Miami.
In the middle of Miami. Oh yeah.
No family.
You go, Molly.
She acts like she doesn't have any family.
Don't do Molly. Molly is doing what she needs to be doing.
Molly is drunk water and spit it into the audience. That is not what she needs to be doing, damn it.
She is doing that so people can talk about it and so people could Google search her and go to her
black people in that
follow
audience.
her.
Water, you spit water at me. Spit some water at me and watch what happens.
You know what? I'm going to have time for this. It seems like we got a little so caught up in this Iggy and Molly drama that we didn't, we're not paying attention to the time, and it's almost time for us to end.
It's time for us to drink some tea until next time.
So, no money.
In the middle of Miami.
In the middle of Miami. That's all I can say now because
this was
thank
fun.
you. I'm going to be talking about that all week. And then after I'm done, I'm going to say, make it happen.
Make it happen. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Tygerlily Rocks with a Z. Thank you.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and you can add me on Facebook at Teonny Spears. I'm there everywhere. It's not hard to find me.
And myself, JaVonni Media Mogul. That name's pretty much everywhere, and I'm the owner of PopGlitz.com.
Which I write for